This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Friday, the 22nd day of December in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Georgetown Mayor Alfred Mentor has warned that a shakeup may be heading the council's way, which is likely to see staff members being reassigned at the level of the city administration. Mentor made a disclosure during an extraordinary meeting of the Georgetown City Council earlier this week. He explained that the matter is already engaging the attention of the Human Resource Department.
And we look at seeing how we could be able to treat with matters generally with our staffing and how much staffing we have and how we could reallocate to different areas and what we need to employ and what we don't need to employ and so on and so forth. So those things will be considered in this next budget cycle, because we're not going to be playing with people. We pay you handsomely and we expect handsome work. And I'm not expecting myself and others here. I see the councillors and I know the councillors and I know the councillors who ask certain questions. And they have pointed questions that they ask. I myself asked these pointed questions many years that I came here. But we didn't get around those issues because I met certain systems and I worked with those systems and I treated with them. But we will be making serious decisions as it relates to how we treat with those staff and the expectation and the performances of those persons treating with our matters. And I don't believe this round here can be one of those rounds that we can accept any and everything from those persons, especially when Councillor Jacobs who said we can work with these unions in having basically collective bargaining. But if we can work in for collective bargaining and expecting certain performances, we want the people to perform.
This past week, the council approved a 6.5% salary increase for city workers, in addition to a $25,000 bonus for the holiday season. The city mayor said going forward, the council will be prepared to sit down at the negotiating table with the unions representing the workers, the Guyana Labour Union and the Guyana Local Government Officers Union. He noted, however, that there must be a change of the work culture at the council.
Because we're not going to be playing with people. We pay you handsomely and we expect handsome work. And I'm not expecting myself and others here. I see the councillors and I know the councillors and I know the councillors who ask certain questions. And they have pointed questions that they ask. I myself asked these pointed questions many years that I came here. But we didn't get around those issues because I met certain systems and I worked with those systems and I treated with them. But we will be making serious decisions as it relates to how we treat with those staff and the expectation and the performances of those persons.
The Georgetown mayor stressed that staff members must deliver going forward. On the sideline of that meeting, the city mayor declined to indicate whether persons will be sent home. He said an analysis of the city's workforce must be done before any decision is taken, adding that all of those decisions must receive the approval of the council. The Georgetown mayor and city council has just over 500 workers currently. More news coming up in just a moment.
A very Merry Guyanese Christmas, wishing you are here.
Top up, activate a data plan, pay your monthly GTT bill to enter for a chance to be one of 10 weekly winners over 6 weeks. That's 60 winners in total, with one lucky winner from every week having a chance to win the Mega Million Grand Prize. See price for more details. It's the GTT Mega Million Christmas promotion. GTT, Guyana's largest and most reliable network.
Reach 14 until we drop.
Oh my lord, I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
It's your time to win big. The Massey Store's Christmas jackpot promotion is back and bigger than before. Spend $5,000 at any Massey Stores to be the lucky winner of a brand new MG ZS, and fantastic weekly store prizes. From now until January 31st, 2024. What are you waiting for? Head to your nearest Massey stores to shop now. See our Facebook and Instagram pages for more details. Massey Stores, our family serving your family.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Vice President Barra Jagdeo has assured that Guyana will secure a $660 million loan from the Export-Import Bank of the U.S. to finance the government's flagship gas-to-energy project. The Vice President offered that assurance yesterday at a press conference.
Exim Bank is fully on board with this project. We have had a technical team come and done an assessment on the project, because that's how banks work.
But there was some doubt over the loan arrangement after it was reported that the finance minister met solo with senior officials of the bank in the U.S. Last year, Guyana signed a $2 billion memorandum of understanding with the bank. In brushing aside the concerns, the Vice President told reporters that meetings with the bank have been progressing well.
We had a great meeting with the Vice President of the bank. They have said to me, we had a dinner with the ambassador, they said to me, State Department is supported, Department of Commerce, Exim Bank, Treasury, every arm of the U.S. government, and including the Congress.
According to Jagdeo, the multi-billion-dollar project is also going well.
We didn't ask to borrow $2 billion, so he has it wrong here again. The president of Exim Bank offered a $2 billion line of credit to Guyana. We're not seeking to borrow $2 billion. That's where he has it wrong. They're not going to take the $2 billion and credit it to our account tomorrow. We didn't ask for that.
And it was further explained that while the natural gas power plant at Wills will cost the government $759 million, the loan amount being sought is $660 million, because the government has already financed aspects of the project using $100 million from the Treasury. The project, which includes the construction of a 300 megawatt power plant, is expected to be completed by December of next year. ExxonMobil Guyana is expected to foot the cost to construct the pipeline to the tune of $1 billion. The Presidential Commission of Inquiry, which was tasked with investigating the circumstances surrounding the Mahdia school dorm fire, which claimed the lives of 20 children, has completed its final report. The fire took place back in May. The Secretary to the Commission, Javed Shadiq, confirmed that the report has been completed and will be handed over soon to President Irfan Ali. When the Commission wrapped up public hearings in the matter last month, its counsel, Keoma Griffith, laid blame at the feet of the Chief Fire Officer, Gregory Wickham, and the former Regional Education Officer for Region 8, Anessa Douglas, over the tragedy. He explained that 3 months before the deadly blaze, the officer in charge at the Mahdia Fire Station had submitted an inspection report on the dorms to both officials, but nothing was done to equip the building with basic fire prevention equipment. In that report, the fire officer highlighted that the dorms had no fire alarm systems or smoke detectors, no exit signs, and insufficient fire extinguishers. Additionally, it was observed that the buildings were heavily grilled. It was on those grounds that the inspection report made a total of 12 recommendations, including the need for the installation of fire alarms and smoke detectors, extinguishers, and fire hydrants, in addition to the need for clearly outlined exit signs and evacuation procedures. The attorney said at the time of the fire, little was done by the Chief Fire Officer and absolutely nothing in the case of the Regional Education Officer. although they were both told of the importance and urgency of the report. Mr. Griffith also indicated that the evidence before the commission suggested the fire was maliciously set. Together with investigators from the Guyana Fire Service, the police concluded that the fire was an act of arson, resulting in a 15-year-old girl being charged with 20 counts of murder in the course of an arson. But ahead of the commencement of the hearing, the attorney for the accused, Dexter Todd, asked the Director of Public Prosecution, Shalimar Alihak, to withdraw the 20 charges due to the lack of evidence. Todd told the DPP in a letter in August that there is no potential evidence to support the charges against the teen, who had also survived the deadly inferno. His request was denied and the murder charges remain in place. Officials from the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, the Guyana Fire Service, the Guyana Police Force, and other agencies testified before the commission. It's going to be a blue Christmas for the families of the 4 fishermen who have been missing at sea for the past 34 days. Although hope continues to fade and the search operations have been reduced, family members are still hoping for a miracle. The missing fishermen Hazrat Razak, Cecil Prasad, Vikram Singh and Warren Yipsam ventured out to sea to render assistance to another vessel that was in distress, but never made it to the vessel or back home. The Coast Guard of the Guyana Defense Force initially led the search and rescue efforts, but the Maritime Administration Department has since taken over those operations. The son of one of the missing fishermen, Dhanraj Prasad, told news source today that while the Coast Guard's search and rescue operations were concentrated within Guyana's maritime space, the authorities have also reached out to Guyana's counterparts in the Caribbean. Prasad said he remains hopeful that his father and the other fishermen will be found. And the daughter of fisherman Hazrat Razak, Hazina Bahadur, told news source that the family remains optimistic that the men are safe. Razak, Prasad and Singh are from the west bank of the Demerara, while Whipsam is from the east bank of the Demerara. They were all last seen on the 16th of November. The government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, has provided the families of the 4 missing fishermen with food hampers and a cash grant to assist them during this difficult time.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December and win 4 Honda Navi motorcycles. Beat the traffic with this sporty, hip and fun bike to ride. Fully automatic with no gears. Just twist the throttle and go. Enter to win with every $5,000 you spend on men's and women's clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage and now our home goods department. So visit us on Waterloo Street for a chance to win 4 Honda Navi motorcycles. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
It's your time to win big. The Massey Stores Christmas Jackpot promotion is back and bigger than before. Spend $5,000 at any Massey Stores to be the lucky winner of a brand new MGZS and fantastic weekly store prizes from now until January 31st, 2024. What are you waiting for? Head to your nearest Massey Stores to shop now. See our Facebook and Instagram pages for more details. Massey Stores, our family serving your family.
Look at the breathtaking beauty of the Essequibo. From its pristine rivers to its abundant resources, it's a treasure that belongs to Guyana, and we ask Venezuela to respect the rule of international law.
Our commitment to this land is not just about ownership. It's about preserving its beauty and resources for our people and future generations.
The controversy between Guyana and Venezuela was settled internationally as full, perfect and final in 1899. Essequibo belongs to Guyana.
Distinguished Guyanese attorney, Senior Counsel Rex McKay was today eulogized as a legal giant and a man of impeccable character who will forever be remembered as one of the greatest lawyers that Guyana has ever produced. McKay passed away yesterday morning and he was laid to rest today, according to Muslim rites. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senior Counsel Anil Nandlal was among officials who paid tribute to the late Senior Counsel at his homegoing ceremony, which was held at the Central Islamic Organization on Wolford Avenue with prayers at the Queenstown Masjid. The Attorney General said both in physical stature and learning, Mr. McKay was a legal giant who used both his imposing physical frame and his vast knowledge of the law to his strategic advantage. He said the Senior Counsel acquitted himself with distinction, initially in criminal law and then civil law, when constitutional and public law began to assume prominence in the early 1980s and onwards. He was a fierce competitor who was always prepared, the Attorney General said.
His desire to win was inspiring. His perseverance, his tenacity was the dogged determination for all activities that made him the legal giant Colossus.
The Attorney General also said Mr. McKay's distinguished legal career spanned across the Caribbean. The Senior Counsel had served as a judge in the Eastern Caribbean Court that heard the Morris Bishop assassination case.
McKay not only distinguished himself in the legal profession in Guyana, but did so in the Caribbean as well. He represented governments in Antigua and its delusion in various elections petitions. He sat in the famous trial of Archbishop assassination as a member of the Court of Appeal of that country. Mr. McKay is perhaps the last bastion of that golden era.
Mr. McKay's career spanned 6 decades. He was admitted to practice law in British Guyana in 1956, having completed his legal education at the University of London and Lincoln's Inn, where he graduated as a barrister at law. Mr. McKay was also remembered as a businessman and owner of WRHM TV. Veteran journalist and owner of Capital News Enrico Wolford said Rex McKay was an exceptional human being, not just as an attorney, but also as an entrepreneur.
He saw the significance of information in a society, a small society as Guyana, and he made sure that he provided over-the-air television from the mid-80s when one other person was asking people to pay to watch television. He decided to provide that over-the-air television free. And as a result of that, WRHM became very popular, and our newscast, my newscast, Capital News, started on WRHM and several other news entities.
Senior Counsel Rex McKay was 95 years old. He was the recipient of 2 national awards, the Order of Roraima and the Cacique Crown of Honor. More than 3 weeks after an untagged suitcase packed with cocaine was found on a Caribbean Airlines flight from Guyana, the authorities in Guyana are still probing the case. A total of 50 pounds of cocaine was found in the suitcase when it was offloaded from the aircraft at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. Canadian authorities later reported that the suitcase was found without any bag tags from the airline, but it carried the name of a passenger who had traveled from Guyana several days before the bag turned up on the flight. The Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit is leading the local investigations. A number of local airport staffers have been questioned about the cocaine, since it is suspected that the suitcase might have been taken directly to the tarmac at the airport and loaded on the outgoing flight. During the local probe, the investigators reviewed surveillance video recordings at the Chedijagan Airport and discovered that the suitcase never went through the check-in area. Condo investigators are awaiting documents and additional information from the Canadian authorities to wrap up the local probe. News source understands that charges are likely to be filed here in connection with that 50-pound cocaine bust.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water, now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall in the region. 24 Venezuelans have been freed as part of this week's prisoner exchange deal with the United States. Venezuelan opposition presidential candidate Maria Corina Machado said Thursday. Reuters in a report said the United States announced on Wednesday that President Joe Biden had granted clemency to Colombian businessman Alex Saab, an ally of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro, in exchange for the release of 10 Americans, at least 20 opposition-linked Venezuelans, and the extradition of a fugitive Malaysian businessman from the South American country. U.S. prosecutors had accused Saab of siphoning off some $350 million from Venezuela via the United States in a scheme that involved bribing Venezuelan government officials. He denies the charge. Machado, posting on social media, gave no more details about who had been released within Venezuela and cautioned the opposition still had a difficult path ahead. A tragic incident is on the investigation in the town of Granville in Grenada, in which a 4-year-old child has died. The Royal Grenada Police Force said little Sharman Gibbs of Mount Carmel, St. Andrews, was found floating in a septic tank. Preliminary information revealed that on December 20, the child was left unsupervised by a parent, and upon his return, the child was missing. An extensive search was conducted in the area. The child was later found unresponsive, floating in a septic tank, which had an opening at the top. He was immediately taken to the Princess Alice Hospital. Efforts to revive him were futile, and he was subsequently pronounced dead. The circumstances surrounding the incident are currently under investigation, and officers are working diligently to gather all relevant information. The RGPF says it is committed to a thorough and impartial investigation to determine the facts surrounding the unfortunate incident. And finally tonight, international news. Prague police say the gunman who killed 14 people at a university on Thursday afternoon killed himself after being surrounded by the authorities. The attack, which happened at the Faculty of Arts building of Charles University, is the worst mass shooting in Czech history. The authorities said evidence suggests the shooter also killed a man and his young daughter in a forest near Prague last week. However, this is still unconfirmed. Officials told a news conference on Friday that students barricaded themselves into rooms of the university building during the attack and that police had to go floor by floor to get them out. They showed body cam footage of officers as they hunted for the attacker, who died on the roof of the building. Police said people had been asked to come out with their hands up because police weren't sure if the attacker had accomplices. All of those killed in Thursday's attack have now been identified, but only one person so far has been named officially. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.